back, guys. So just the last time what we did, we created one controller. Then we, from that controller, we get the content to repeat our content in our page, and we use the ng repeat directory to achieve that goal. And as I stated later, that we should not put our controller, our business logics in controller. So for that, we always call a function. For example, in JavaScript, you create functions, or in PHP, you create functions. The same way, Angular, we call it services, or we can. And there is three ways to create services. One is service, one is factory, and one is provider. The function of the all is this kind of same. You actually, the syntax of declaring and the purpose is a little bit different. Otherwise, the purpose for which we create that and use it is same. And I'm basically going to use factory. In factory, inside one factory, we create multiple services, and all services are in object form. Okay, so that whenever you need one functionality, we're going to call that object, and it will call that particular function it is associated with to do a particular task. To do that, we will go to here, the same way we created Angular module here. We're going to create the same here, and to do that, we're going to do dot factory. Same way, we're going to create the factory name, then our blog services, and then we create here a function. We're gonna create a so inside this functionality, we'll create one object here. For example, var fact. Here we're going to declare one function, and to do that, we're going to create like fact obj. This is our naming convention, because we do like this always, right? Now here we're going to mention our all the logics, whatever we did in controller. Let's do the same here. So in services, we already created one array in the functionality, and we are returning that same. Whenever we call this function here get blocks, it will return this value to us. So to use this in our service, let's do it. In the controller, you're gonna use this. Let's go here. So it did not return the value, and let's see if we get some error. Oh, no error. So just we are unable to get the data blocks and get blocks. So we get blocks. Sorry. So now what happening is, we create one object here and one function called get blocks. The same way we can create many other like delete blog, dot fact object dot delete blog, and we can mention some functionality here, and whenever we call this function or service, it will do that what we mentioned here. So here we created a function called get blocks, and we mentioned the blocks what it's going to return to us. And then in controller we just call this is called dependent injection. We use that service along with our scope, and whenever this got called controller, we call that functional service, and that call that functionality, and whatever we mentioned there, we return that value, so it's going to collect here. So in this way we avoid writing any business logic in our controllers. And then in our here we call that new object, that the scope.object, that in which we collect the values from that functions, and accordingly it started working. So now you learn how you're going to create services. And with time goes by, what we're going to do is In this data area, we're going to create a HTTP service that will, collect our data from database, and basically that's how we're going to do. For every functionality, we're going to create a services, and whenever we need it, we're going to call it. So thanks